Hi everyone, welcome back to Majora's Mask. So you'll notice that I've started out in Woodfall today. The reason for that obviously being that I'm going to do the Woodfall Temple. Still being careful not to hit that owl statue by accident there, but I got to bring the temple up again. I did do this earlier, but I've since played the Song of Time, so I'm going to have to do it again. Just fast forward it obviously, because it's a very lengthy cutscene, as most of them are in this game. And obviously in this playthrough I'm going to be getting all the fairies in here. And the interesting fact is that as soon as I get over here, I'm going to take the Deku mask off and I'm not going to use it at all for the entire rest of this temple. So yeah, you wouldn't really expect that kind of a thing from the very first temple of the game. And I will be needing the Great Fairy Mask quite a lot, so I'll just get that on right away. There's two in this room, one right there that's just out in the open and one in this chest. That's two already. And this one is, I mean, it is the first temple, it is definitely the easiest in the game. I've already done Snowhead, of course, and that one took me a lot longer than I think this one probably will, and I know the route for this one a little bit better as well, so... Like, I'm pretty sure what I want to show off in each part of it and whatnot, so... There shouldn't be any fumbling around. Let's just took a shot over here. Oh, Jesus, that's not what I wanted at all. Alright, can I get back up? Jeez, right after I said that thing as well. Will that actually connect? No, you gotta go further back. It is possible to do it from like back here. That's why I wanted to hit the switch up there so that if I did fall down, it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, that's us. We've now got a safety net in case that happens again. So the first place I want to go is in here. I'm going to go to the room where you get the boss key. Now I mentioned before that you don't need the boss keys in this definition of 100% because they don't go back in time with you. However, in this dungeon it's actually easier and quicker just to get it. It is possible to skip it and I will be showing off what you'll do for that glitch, but I'm not going to actually do it. Because it's very, like, it's heavy on the explosives and I want to keep what I've got. Well, I almost fell down there. So yeah, just doing a bomb hover across. I'm not going to waste any bomb chews with this. But the main reason that I'm coming over here is not to get the boss key, it's actually to kill this thing. I mean, you may be wondering why I say it like that. Given that you have to kill it to get the boss key, well, you'll see in a minute. Just get it into its second phase. I'm going to use the blast mask for it just so I don't have to waste any explosives. This is another way you can kill him. Normally you would sort of burrow into the ground as a Deku, and when he comes over you, you would like fly up and hit him. You can just blow him up like this. He'll come off just the same. So when he stops moving, I'll hit him with a fire arrow. And it's only going to take two of them to actually kill him, but I have to wait for the blast mask to recharge first. It takes a pretty long time, so I could have done it there. Okay. And that's him dead. We are going to fight that guy again later on, actually. I think he's in the game 2 more times for 100% as well. And that little blue frog that got left behind is the main reason that I came in here. I'll get to that in a second, let me just come in here and grab this chest. Just fast forward this so we can see it. One interesting thing is that that design right there is the same design that's on the Master Sword in Ocarina of Time. So, yeah. A little bit of trivia. I feel like I've mentioned that sometime before, but just in case, you know. Right, so where is he? He's over here. Let me get this and this mask. So the idea is that with Dongero's mask, you talk to 4 of these frogs that are scattered around Termina. The 5th one is at Snowhead after you beat the temple, and I've already done that on this cycle, so it's springtime over at Snowhead. So that's one of the 4 other ones. There's fairy in there, let's just grab it. You'll notice that the hook shot is like a huge time saver in this dungeon. It just makes everything so easy to get around. Just put the blast mask on again. That's also quite useful in here because I'm going to be using quite a bit of explosives because there's these enemies. Okay, and I want to just jump slash them. And same for this guy. So even if you take the mask off and put it back on, it still doesn't recharge instantly. Kind of annoying how long it takes. Okay, so this is going to give us, I believe, the dungeon map. It's a dungeon map with the compass, obviously, but I'm pretty sure it's the map this time. And I'm on the wrong side of the chest. Lovely. Just pop around and get that. Fast forward this terrible cutscene. Yep, the map. Which I don't really need, but... I mean, I don't need it to navigate, I know where I'm going, but it is required for 100%. Okay, so over here is a key. It's the only key that I'm going to need in this dungeon. I think it might be the only key in the dungeon, actually. Don't know. It's weird that it doesn't let you put masks on when you're in water. Don't know. Alright, back into the main room. So I'm glad that I put these ladders here, otherwise I would just hook shot back up, but that shot's a little bit finicky, so it's much easier with this. Alright, so I'm not going to head up these stairs. Instead I'm going to come over here, grab this fairy. And oh god, I should have paused before that, but I need to actually get my bombs out now. And I guess I'm just going to do this while I'm here. So the easiest way to get over to this switch is just to use a bomb boost. Lands right on it, nice and easy. And while I'm over here, I'm also going to activate this torch. I hope it stays lit even if I go out of the room, because I'm going to be doing that in a second, and that should open this door back here, which leads to the room before where the boss is. But for the moment, let me just kill this guy. Another fairy. And there's one in this chest over here that I made spawn. Right, come here. Okay. So 7 already, it's pretty much half of the fairies in the dungeon. There's like 3 of them in this room, so if I just chuck a bomb in here, I should be able to blow up the one that's underneath in the water. Okay, I threw it too far, but I threw it too far again. You get the picture. That should work. Excellent. And I can kill this sculpture over here. There's one inside there, and there's also one inside this beehive. Kind of a waste of magic to do it like that, but it also skips a pause, which is always good. Alright, just wait for this to come into me before I go in. And in this room will be the compass, much easier than the dungeon map room. By easier, I mean faster. So you can just shoot an arrow through both of these guys. Would be nice if they left me some magic or something. That's kind of the thing that I need most right now. Of course, it's rupees. Just fast forward in this one as well, ready to see it. This is honestly the most ridiculous looking mask. Actually, no, that's not true. I can think of one that's worse that we'll see. Probably in the next video. See what's in these pots, as if I don't already know. Yep, I knew it. I knew it'd be rupees. So I'm going to need the fire arrows back out. We're actually almost done with this dungeon already. I know that's probably hard to believe because it feels like I've hardly done anything in it. And that is true, I haven't really done much because it is very kind of straightforward. Obviously it is the first dungeon in the game. This room's probably the one that's going to take me the longest. I hate these things. These are like some of the worst enemies, seriously. I'm going to go and light all the torches around the perimeter before I do anything else. Because that'll give those enemies time to congregate around me. At least it should. Which should make their execution smoother. Because I do need to kill all of them. They give you a fairy if you do it. Is that a lot of them? Nope. Okay, this happened earlier when I was practicing, and it annoys me because... Wait, are they not on the centre platform actually? Yeah, they are. That's right. There's always like 1 or 2 that just don't follow me, you have to go to them. Okay. So there's nothing for me in this room, I'm just going to use it as a shortcut to get back to this one over here. And I have to make sure not to fall into these plants because when you're human Link, or actually any form of Link other than Deku, they'll eat you up. And it takes forever to get back out. So I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to be skipping the boss key. Obviously I did get it, even though this will not go back in time with me when I play this Song of Time. If you were going to skip the boss key, this is how you would do it. Let me just get the Zora mask. You don't have to do it with the Zora mask, you could super slide into this acute angle as well, but if you run over here you'll notice that this is like a sort of weak wall. So what I want to do is that technique I showed you earlier where you hold in Z and B and then press A, and he like teleports forward. So if I do that just at the right angle, I should be able to pop through there. In fact, let me just do something else as a little bit of insurance. Because I know that I might fall out of bounds here. Okay, my angle is bad, that's alright though. It's more like this. So, like that, I'm now out of bounds. Let me just wait for the boomerangs to come back in. And if I wanted to, I could get ISG here and do a massive hover all the way back there to the back of the room that's on the other side of this wall. And then another hover all the way over there. And I can get into the boss loading zone. And yeah, it is properly out of bounds. You just have to be careful when you're going over those stairs that you don't actually go into the loading zone for them. That'd be bad. So that's the reason I went in this door, so that I would respawn here rather than all the way back up at that high place. Okay, so this is the final room of the dungeon in here. These are the items that I'm going to need for it. Nice and easy when you've got the Great Fairy Mask. I'm going to kill the dragonflies because they suck. Not as much as my aim, though. Cannot believe that worked. And there should be one over here. Yep. And the rest of them are all on this side, which I can't seem to get to. I'm gonna have to look for some arrows as well, actually, because I mean, I don't necessarily need them for the boss, but I am running a bit low and I would like to restock. That's a little better there. And that's a lot of them. So as we're getting to the boss nice and quick, best way to do it, come over here, just grab onto this, don't move, pull out the hook shot, and turn around like that, and you can hit this torch up here. Much quicker than doing this as a Deku, and as I said at the start of the dungeon, I've now done this entire thing without using the Deku mask once. So, you know, even on my first visit here, I wouldn't have needed it because I had the hook shot, or, well, if I had the hook shot, I can't remember if I actually did at that point. So here's Odawa, or Adowa, however you want to call him. The first boss. It is possible to kill this guy in one cycle. I'm going to try for it. I don't think I'm going to get it because it doesn't always work for me, but if I hit with an arrow. Okay, I managed to get him stunned. Just do loads of spin attacks. No, I failed it. Like, sometimes if you do like a million spin attacks, you can get him to stay in one place. But, yeah, sometimes he just jumps, I don't know. I really don't know how to make it consistent at all. I also don't know why his arrows sometimes hit him and other times don't. It annoys me because this boss I would say is harder than Go. Like his attack just sends you so far away. It just feels like there's nothing I can do. If you don't get the quick cycle, then this fight can take forever. Have I got him trapped yet? No, I haven't. Oh, Jesus. It's getting fast forwarded. Where is this stupid fucker? Alright, okay, I've got him trapped. Or I did for a second there. I'm getting my ass handed to me. This is almost the end of the first day as well. Jesus, that was a horrendous fight. Even if you don't get the quick cycle, that should never be that bad, but whatever. I did kill him, so it is all good. And I'm not going to be skipping the Giants cutscene here either, because I need to end up in the place with the Deku Princess after this. And this little warp is going to put me there. I will be skipping some of the Giant cutscenes for like the other dungeons, but not this one. So that's the second dungeon, or the first dungeon complete now. And we can probably fast forward this, just another Giants cutscene. It's one that would normally play after Snowhead. Like I said, there's no actual set order for this. They always, like for what dungeons you're supposed to do in certain order, it's always, the cutscenes always play in the same order regardless. But yeah, come on, Jesus. Oh, it's very slow. Right, so a cutscene would normally play here after you beat Woodfall if it's the first dungeon you play, where Tattle's like all apologetic, whatever. It doesn't play right now because I've already done a dungeon. So let me just fast forward this cutscene. Again, she talks for a very, very long time. So the idea here is that you take her in a bottle and return her to her father. And I will be doing that in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Not really sure how she fit in that, but yep. See you in the next one.